Hi, I'm Brendan Lewis, Director of Corporate Social Media Relations here at Juniper Networks, and I'm joined by Mike Harding, who's Vice President and General Manager of Juno Space. Hey Mike, thanks for taking the time to talk.
Hey Brendan, thanks for having me here.
Mike, we made a series of significant announcements in New York City regarding the Junos platform. Can you take us through a little bit of what the announcement was?
Yeah, sure. It was an extension of what we've been doing for the past 12 years with Junos operating system. We're taking the same philosophy, approach, architecture, and extending that across the network with a new product called Juno Space, all the way to the endpoint with a product called Junos Pulse. And more to the point, we're also taking the open philosophy that we introduced in 2007 with the Partner Solutions Development Platform, and we're extending that through the cross-network application platform, Juno Space, and again, ultimately, all the way to the endpoint with Pulse.
Kevin Johnson spoke at the Web 2.0 Summit in San Francisco prior to the launch in New York City, and he sort of talked about how the internet is coming to a breaking point if we continue down the path that we are. What are we sort of doing to change the economics and the scale of networking to sort of address those needs so we don't reach that breaking point?
Well, I think it does so in two ways. First and foremost, it attacks the cost portion of the equation. So if you look at the total cost of ownership of a heterogeneous operating system, set of operating systems on network devices, that's pretty expensive. If your edge router doesn't work the same way as your core router, doesn't work the same way as your switches, doesn't work the same way as your security appliances, it's pretty confusing. The Junos operating system takes care of that part. With respect to how people work across the network infrastructure, traditionally what we've been device-centric, which kind of makes sense. We're network equipment providers. We're proud of our devices. So we create software that exposes every feature and every function of every device and inflict them upon our end users. Instead, what we've done with Juno Space is we first created a platform on which we can project total network topologies forward as services, but then we've created a set of applications that focus on the end user's problem first, to try to solve whatever it is they're trying to do with that gear instead of focusing on every feature and every function of the device. Effectively, we're trying to take the work out of networking in some way, shape, or form. And then finally with Pulse, this is really about freeing customers from the tyranny of client proliferation. Every time we release a new service onto the network, we toss software that goes onto the client along with that, and that increases cost and complexity. So that's one aspect, it's the cost curve. The other aspect is our customers have purchased these devices, they purchased this infrastructure because they want to do something. They want to pursue their business. There's a lot of value that's locked inside that. So by opening the platform so third parties, qualified third parties, can create their value add on top of this, like a Triveni system. They put a video quality of service monitor on routers that improves the end user's experience with video across the network, but also helps the service provider deliver a superior service that they can charge a little bit more for. You start to unlock some of that value. With Space, what we're looking at is how can we help our service provider customers in particular monetize their network a little more intelligently. This could be something, for instance, like a data warehousing solution for smart meters, as opposed to just a standard kind of infrastructure play. And on the Pulse side, there are a number of different interesting kinds of services you could imagine you might want in your car, on a set-top box, in an iPhone, on your PC, whether or not it's virtual or persistent, that instead of adding new software each time, you might simply like to extend a piece of secure programmable software at the endpoint. And that's where we're going with Pulse.
Hey Mike, thanks for taking the time to talk.
Brendan, thank you for having me.